Small circle?
Yeah, small circle.
Hey!
All right, ready? All right. Don't hit your heads. I don't want to hit you. All right. So as I throw it up, then we'll duck inward. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
As we go we remember
Come on!
all the times we spent together.
Oh my God.
We both got fucking nailed.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Brandon back again with another video. I hope you guys enjoyed the last video. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and check it out because it's kind of a continuation of that. Basically, I'm back. I'm gonna start trying to make some videos. Long story short, the Audi is pretty much squared away as far as fixing all the stuff that was wrong with it when I got it. If you guys recall, I had the whole front end off and stuff earlier when I posted the last video. We got the front end back together. The car is pretty much in its stock form now, to a point to where we can really start modifying this thing. Off camera I did, and yes, I know there's just a random T there. I just haven't took it off yet. Off camera I deleted the muffler. Everything else piping wise I believe is stock. I don't see any resonator under there, anything like that. They had already done some modification with the exhaust before I got it. It was still super quiet, so I deleted the muffler. Other than that, the car's pretty much bone stock. I put an air filter on it. Actually, I'll just show you guys. So as you guys can see, the rest of the engine bay, I started cleaning it up a little bit. I still got a lot to do. Still got to kind of go through this wiring harness. I did put in, got rid of the airbox, put an air filter in. Just kind of ease access for things as of right now. Eventually, like I said, all this stuff is going to end up coming out. Well, not all of it, but all the random evap, all that stuff. So other than the intake and the deleted muffler, it's pretty much stock exhaust, which brings us to today's mod. We're going to delete this puppy. No name, cheap $50 Catless Downpipe off Amazon. So it came with the gaskets, with the hardware, pretty much everything I think we should need. Looking at the car, it looks to be relatively simple. O2 sensors right there on top, couple bolts here, couple bolts there, and we should get it out. The reasoning for this is eventually I want to go stage 2 with the car, and then from there it's going to progress to a bigger turbo, all that kind of stuff. And so that's one of the modifications I need to do. Plus, everyone likes the turbo spoolies, so we're gonna knock it out. Shouldn't take very long. Wow. Okay, so that was a lot longer than I thought. I didn't really film me doing anything because it's pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of muscling and trying to get stuff out. You guys can see the test pipe is in there now. It fits fairly good. No fitment issues really, except for mounting it to the factory flex pipe is a no-go. Like, it fits, doesn't fit like it should just because the diameter changed. It doesn't seem to really be leaking from there, but I'm definitely going to order a 3-inch flex pipe. So if you are doing the install, I would just order it and do it at the same time. A couple things to note when doing this. You can see how the manifold kind of sticks out right here. Well, this Fat Daddy cat does not like to come out. These like to bind up on that. And I ended up having to take out the flex pipe and the cat together because one of the bolts was kind of sheared off. So what I did is at the bottom of the flex pipe, there's a little bracket, and I just cut that bracket off. I figured I could re-weld it if I needed to. It's just an extra mount. There's like 3 mounts that kind of hold it in place because it kept getting hung up on the chassis. So once I cut that off, I loosened the bolts from the top of the cat, and I was able to kind of just push it and slide everything out through the top. And then I mounted the test pipe to the flex pipe and shoved everything back down, and then tied it all back together. So it wasn't crazy bad. If you had an extra person, it would probably be a little easier. But it was a bit of a pain in the ass. It was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I wouldn't even say difficult. It was just a lot more tedious than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to take me like 45 minutes, like the Mark V, and it took me probably, in all honesty, 3 hours, start to finish by myself. with no real light and just being so stubborn. If I would have took more stuff off, I probably could have got it done sooner, but I didn't want to pull a bunch of stuff off. There's been stuff that has been removed before on this car that's kind of a pain in the ass. So like the axle cover, which as you can see why I had the tire off, because that was my first attempt. Right there's a little axle heat shield that goes over that. One of the bolts is stripped on that, so there's no point in me trying to pull that off. I'm actually, because I'm doing rear-wheel drive, I'm just going to end up getting rid of this anyways, and at that point I'll probably chop that so I can get a pair of vice grips or something on it. But for the time being, I just didn't really want to mess with anything. I just pretty much wanted to get this done on the car so that I'm one step closer to being able to run the tune. I'll probably end up doing a full 3-inch all the way back, or even running a open dump. I don't know. I might just run an open downpipe. Sounds good how it is. I don't mind it. See when I actually drive the car how droney and stuff it is with the piping that I have. It's loud, but it's not crazy. So anyways, that's pretty much it. I know it was kind of a crappy video because I didn't film me actually doing the stuff, but for the most part it's pretty straightforward. You have 3 bolts on the bottom, 3 bolts on the top, and you guys should be able to figure that out. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm more than willing to, you know, kind of answer your questions or whatever. Feel free to DM me on Instagram, follow me on social media, all that stuff's down there. And yeah, that's one step closer. I think the next thing that's going to be happening on this car will probably either be coilovers or we'll actually start the rear-wheel drive conversion. And then it's on to some slides, boys. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.